It's about to begin. I remember what the drum donkey told me when he said, son, don't fear. Mike's where the page lie. It's about to begin. Then he's gonna tell you about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you which way it's going. If it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news that they try to hide. Just click on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. There'll always be some news they don't understand. Mike's got a friend and 100,000 more across the land. If you wanna know it first and you wanna know it right, you got time to wait. Drunk Donkey Nation tells you Mike keeps you rain. Then he's gonna tell you all about the wind and the rain. Gonna tell you if it's gonna be a storm, if it's gonna be a hurricane. Don't you worry about the news others try to hide. Look on Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide. Yeah, here in Mike's page, Drunk Donkey Nationwide.
All right, what's up, everybody? Oh, I messed up the clicks or the countdown. Oh well. Hey, happy Wednesday. What's cooking out there? Hope you're doing good. You ready to talk about some weather? Shelly was over there talking about missing clicks. Remember the days we had the loud mouse that clicked a lot? Click, 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 click. I was watching a newscast the other day of somebody online, and the mouse was clicking a lot. It was like, I remember those days. Lots of clicking. Oh, man. Well, anyway, I hope you're doing good. This is our daily brew. We're going to chat about weather. We actually have a lot of weather coming up to talk about. A lot of heat coming up, a lot of weather, a lot of storms, a lot of rain, believe it or not. We're getting into April. Looks like it's going to be a busy month of storms. Might have been our last big cool front, at least where I live. We will see. the chicks, there you go. I used to like them. What a beautiful morning, Susan. Yeah. Texas, got a lot of rain coming, Carol, in Texas. Yes. Hard to know who's going to get the exact amount, but we got possibilities. So we're going to get into all of that. Promise ya. This is Louie, by the way. The emotional dog. He was pouting this morning because I wouldn't pick him up. The girls left to go to school. Julie went to work, and then he looks at me like, Dad, pick me up. And I'm like, no, I'll pick you up later. And then he goes and lays down, and he won't come see me, so I had to go pick him up a second ago. Oh, man. But anyway, I want to go over all the weather with you. It's Wednesday. We'll talk about the weekend and what's coming next week. And hopefully give you some good information as we count down, I guess, to hurricane season. Not that anybody is. Next week we have or is it the 3rd or 4th? I can't figure it out. 3rd or 4th. Well, anyway, I think it's the 3rd, April 3rd or 4th. Oh, right there, 4/4. So yeah, next week. Next week, Philip Glotzback, is that how you pronounce his name? I'm not sure. But Colorado State University next week will be issuing their initial hurricane outlook for 2025. That will be on every single news channel. Everybody will be in hurricane mode next week as all the news channels will be broadcasting the predictions for 2025, which mean nothing. Absolutely nothing, in my opinion. What means a lot is the water's hot and we have La Nina neutral, which means we'll have storms for somebody. less fish storms. But anyway, hey, looks like we might be going to Margaritaville in Auburndale. Anybody ever been? We might be heading over there Friday, Saturday night. Trying out the cabins for the first time. Emily has a softball game over that way. So we might just make a little mini vacation out of it. I'll do a review. Let everybody know about it. Morning from the Cape, Holly. So we'll stay low for a few minutes. 9:30, I promise. We'll go right into the weather. This is our ABC Fine Wine and Spirits Daily Brew, brought to you by our good friends there. And I am coming to you live from Oldsmar, Florida. Remember, you can always find out our next Daily Brew actually on the video here now. Louie's pointing to it right there. Right there. You can go back and see that, and also on the website. You can see when our next Daily Brew will be, if you're always curious. And then, hey, thank you, Shelly. I hope Dusty is doing well. Julie's been my communicator with Dusty. She's been messaging him a lot, and he's been filling me in with things. So say hi, everybody. We'll go say hi, talk weather. Loretta Reed, good morning. Rosie Crump, good morning. Yep, shout out to ABC. Yep, we love them to death. Sean, crew over there. Might be doing a little something with them next Friday. Little poker charity thing. I'm not really a big poker player, but hey, maybe I'll be there. I might be helping raise some money for a good cause. Morning, Steve from Foggy. Yeah, it was foggy. Valerie, good morning. Foggy here yesterday a lot, not so much today. It was definitely foggy yesterday across that upper Gulf waters and towards me here. Where is everybody coming in from here? Xander down to Keys. Shannon, what's going on? Good to see you. Port St. Lucie, Glenn, what's cooking? Oh, you got some big rain. Didn't you get a little rain yesterday? Or was that? Yeah, it was yesterday, I think. Or was it left over from Monday? I can't remember now. I think it was Monday, wasn't it? Monday you all got the big rains. Christy from Tennessee. Good morning, John B. John and B from Oldsmar. You ever watch Outer Banks, John B? Mary Ann from Tallahassee. I've been up there a lot lately. Not too much. I'm going. Oh no, actually, our big. So they have FDM's got a big meteorology. I can never be a meteorologist because I can't say it. A meteorology summit, April 15th. I'm going to be a part of. So, but that's going to be here in Tampa. Peggy from St. Simon's Island. Cool. Another Port St. Lucie. Man, you got a lot of y'all. Oh, here comes a yawn. Oh, anyway. Yep. Kayla, what's cooking? Auburndale. We know where that's at, Auburndale. Cool stuff. All right, well, let's get into weather. Got a lot to talk about. Got me a new phone. I just talked about it on a brew crew. Oh, my boy. Yeah, let me find my screenshot I'm going to show here. I think we're going to do this one. This will be a good one. All right, let's pretend. Let's look at that, Louie. Over here. Let's look. Okay. I want to do my screenshot. That's current satellite, by the way. So here's the story. Here's the nutshell. Everything cooking. We have that line that you see there is going to wrap around up into Texas starting tomorrow. Today, I mean. Today's Wednesday. Later today into tonight, it's going to bring a lot of rain. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it starts to wrap around towards the upper Gulf, Louisiana. We got another little low pressure forming in behind it. It's going to kind of merge with that over Sunday, Monday. And then there's a frontal line coming down. It's going to give it that final push Monday into maybe even Tuesday. And in the meantime, we got a lot of warm air, a lot of warm, moist. Everybody say it with me. Moist air bringing up those storm chances and rain. So we got a lot of weather coming. And then next week, the temperature is going to build even hotter across the south. A lot of 80s, a lot of records next week. It's going to be warm. That Gulf sea surface temperature is going to warm up fast. I tell you. Morning, Neil. I'm over there talking to the brew crew, by the way. Hey, one more thing. Listen. If you love what we do here at MWP, we're going to talk about it a lot. We tested this last year. We got a brand new social media platform that we own all by ourselves, mwpchat.com. You could be a part of our family with a ton of perks just for supporting MWP. We have our own little private chat, and we're streaming live on that private chat right now, when you can chat with fellow MWPs, and it's our private little area. So we'd love those supporters over there. Thank you very much for all that you do. Here's some crazy weather. This is coming to you this morning. This is crazy. This is satellite imagery of a storm in the Pacific Northwest. Going to bring some unprecedented weather out there. They're going to be getting possible hail today. They don't use it over. They're never in a hatched area out west. Huge system wrapping in some cold air, and that's going to help bring the storms. Look at that, man. Crazy. I bet you if we look at it right now, let me go to Weather Nerds real quick. We can do this. Weather Nerds. And we'll go to custom satellite, and then we'll go to other regions, and we'll click Pacific, and then we'll zoom in on it right here. And let me show you what it looks like. Incredible. We don't have any visible satellite yet, because I think it's probably still dark out there, maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Not enough. It's still dark out there. All right, so we'll go IR, infrared, and there you go. And we'll put it in loop mode, loopy doopy. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Holy moly. That's crazy. Anyway, it's going to wrap in some storms out west. That's what they're dealing with right now. What is this right here? Oh, that's my support page. So anyway, that's that. Let's close that out. There's your storm out west. Crazy little thing. We'll talk about the actual effects that they're going to see here in a second. This is a rainfall map. And would you look at that? Mary, it's going to be hot. Hope the season's nice, Holly. Yes, I agree. Jeff from Delray Beach. I saw that hail. Yes, I saw the hail. Yeah, I saw the 78-mile-an-hour pitcher. I think they juiced the gun, though. It didn't look like it was 80s in Gulfport today. Newman, Georgia. What's up? Noonan, Georgia. Holly, what's up? But here's the rain. This is what's coming. This is the next 5-day rains through the weekend, and you can see the big blob down in Texas. So the big short-term news is going to be heavy rain. Unfortunately, we're going to see flooding in Texas, maybe some storms. This is your rainfall through the next weekend. So not a lot across the East Coast. I know there's a lot of fires going on. I'm not 100% up to date on any of that. I know my buddy Shay Gibson's been talking a lot about South Carolina fires. Not a lot of rain coming for your area, unfortunately, for the next several days. We really don't have any fronts coming, so let's hope that that gets contained out there for sure. And then we, of course, have your normal summertime rains in the southern part of Florida there. A little bit of energy coming across with that system over the weekend up north. But that's the big pocket of rain. Going to be making some news, unfortunately. Little pockets of that brown showing 7 to 10. Yellow could be 10 to 15 inches somewhere, unfortunately. Here's your rainfall map. These are your latest coming off of Weather Nerds. These are your GFS and your Euro totals through Saturday. Pretty much white is possibly double digits, and you can kind of see this lower half. Somebody's going to get it, and it's going to wrap around towards Louisiana. But lower half of Texas is definitely going to get a lot of rain. Where's my good friend Judy over there? You're going to get your rain. Good morning, Tammy Harvick. Yes, we got all the fires. I don't really have a good fire map on here, but there are fires currently. I do have one fire map on the bottom right over here. Fire map. Let's see if it's got it on there or not. Fire, let's see, donate, not today, sorry. This was not really the one I was looking for. There's another one that kind of shows more. What's the name of the one? Where's it at? Middle State? Bill Jones? Which one is this one anyway? I got a better map. Maybe it's on Zoom. I think it's just on Zoom, isn't it? Zoom Earth? I think Zoom Earth defaults to fire maps. And there's some of the fires. The mountains. Table Rock. So here's a lot of them on here. In the mountains. And a lot of the areas that were, beat up with Hurricane Helene. So zoomed.earth kind of gives you an idea. Sometimes the satellite imagery will start to pick up the smoke. You can see the smoke here currently coming in off of these. Table Rock. Looks like a big one. So that's the storyline there. Not a lot of rain coming, unfortunately, with these fires in the Carolinas. If you didn't know about it, now there you go. Kind of sucks. Definitely with no rain on the forecast. Rain is going to be heavy in Texas, though. We got to talk about that. So here's your flooding maps today. Laredo to Corpus Christi, red. We're going to see some flooding. Unfortunately, Austin south to the border there. That's today. It's going to last through the night. Tomorrow is Thursday. We're going to see more rain along the coastline. Houston, Corpus Christi again. So we're going to see a lot of chances of flooding. We go to Friday. It moves a little bit off to the east. Houston again. Beaumont, Texas. We're starting to get into Louisiana now on Friday. And then there's even a little bit on Saturday as this thing continues on. So we got, today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday here. I don't know. Oh, day 5. There you go. So, see, it stops, though. Maybe, but that's 5 days from now. So there's your next 5 days. You got today, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's the rainfall coming. Storm Prediction Center maps here. Let me show you. This is today. So we're already going to see some thunderstorms down in South Texas today. A little bit down in Florida. But here's out west kind of craziness. They're going to have a hatched area of hail. Rare out there. So 2 inches of hail possibly for Washington, Oregon there with those storms. Now tomorrow, could see some stronger storms tomorrow. It's out Texas. Look at that. So going to get a little bumpy down there, a little bit in the middle part of the U.S. This whole thing's starting to come together Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So some storms there swinging down. But definitely Texas tomorrow, Thursday. Friday, it's going to slide over a little bit more off to the upper areas. There's Louisiana and Arkansas a little bit. This Friday, a little break on Saturday. And then here's the big news everybody's really kind of hyping up. Saturday is a little quiet. We might have some storms here on Saturday. But here's Sunday. Sunday is showing pretty much the Gulf to the Great Lakes. And that's been pretty consistent. So we're going to have this big old mass coming across Sunday. Sloppy, hot temperatures, a little low pressure fueling things. Then we have a front on the backside. This is Sunday. Front on the backside goes into Monday. Now this is going down, pretty far to the southeast for Monday, all the way to Delaware. So that's a big area. It could be like a frontal line, storms. There's going to be a front attached to this, and some of this could extend into Monday night into Tuesday. So this is usually yellow on the Storm Prediction Center maps for day 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. Usually means they're going to be at least yellow on the day 3's maps. A slight risk. So that's what they're looking at. I'll show you future radar here in a second. A lot of wood from the storms, Mark Hall. You're correct. That's not good. But that's a lot to watch here with these storms coming. All right. Let's see what else I had open here. This is the 5-day temperature. So what does this map mean? Well, you look at the date up here. It says Wednesday, March 26th through Sunday, March 30th. So this 5-day anomaly map is an average of temperatures from today for the next 5 days, and pretty much is telling you the high temperatures are going to be at least on average 6 degrees for those 5 days above normal, whatever normal is, the 30-year normal. 1999 to 2020 climatology. So basically just going to be hotter than what it normally is this time of year. We're going to see some 80s creeping all the way up to middle U.S. We're going to see 90s and obviously Texas. Might even see 100 in Texas. We're going to see 90s in Florida. So this is going to be a warm-up pattern for the next several days. And I posted this. Holy moly, this is next Friday. Showing you 93.7 somewhere in middle part of our state here. We got a lot of 90s here. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 89, 89, 89, 88. This is next Friday. Not in the panhandle, because that generally means when you have the most extreme temperatures, you got a front on approach. So Thursday, I'm going to show you it's a little more for everybody else. It's just there's a little front coming in maybe next Friday. But the big squeeze, that's some hot temps. So we'll see if that verifies or not. It was good to hype it a little bit. I got, try to get some clicks and some likes, right? Richard Sanford, good morning, buddy. Cheryl, good morning. Got anybody new in the chat? I know we're streaming over on X. Carla Brown, good morning. Figure out those maps, Carla. Martinsville race Sunday. You going to the Martinsville race, Neil? The auctioneer. All right. Let's look at some future radar here. Let's go back to tropical tidbits. Let's kind of give you an idea. The Euro is always a good one to show. Gives you everything in a nutshell for the weather ahead. So there's our front going through the Bahamas. We already seen a lot of lightning out there. A lot of lightning. Now watch. Oh, this doesn't have Texas in it though. We got to get Texas, eastern U.S. There we go. All right. So here's what we got. Here's that rain pivoting around that high pressure area. Starting to get bubbly here in Texas today into tonight. This is tonight. Look at that. Just linger over there. It doesn't have much steering currents. Doesn't have any, the green blob doesn't have steering currents. It's crazy when you go through business cards and you run across Lowe's gift cards. Maybe I'll donate these. I'm gonna add this to the donation. So I'm gonna do my video about Chris, who I met, that lost everything during Milton, and it's a really touching video. I believe our paths crossed for some reason, and I'm going to do our first Neighbors Helping Neighbors campaign for an individual and try to raise, the goal is $1,000. But I got a $100 gift card I'm going to throw in there from Lowe's. Well, it says 25, but I got 4 of them. So, Chris, if you're watching, I got your video coming hopefully by tomorrow, and I'm going to throw in that on top of whatever else we raise. So, because he's rebuilding his houseboat there in Bay Pines. Touching story. All right, so here's what we got. There's a big juice blob. Here's Wednesday and going into Thursday morning tomorrow. A lot of rain, just lingering. Not a lot of steering currents to do much with this. I'm going to show you precipitable water map. Pulling up a lot of juice. But here we go. This is going to start turning a little bit. This is Thursday night. Here's into Friday morning. We're going to start to see it creeping on over to Louisiana. There's your heavy rain Friday. You can see that area just lifting and turning, and then we got this big old system. Now watch what happens here. We can get this little low pressure area trying to come in on the backside. This is Saturday morning. Here you go, 996 low. Anytime you get a cyclone genesis going on, there's your storm development going into Saturday night. And that pulls up into this whole big old mess here. And then here comes the question mark on Sunday. This whole general area that they have highlighted, there's going to be storms somewhere in that mess. This is Sunday. Such a very hard forecast, I think, because it's more of a general area. But here's Sunday night. You can see these little cells popping. And then that front comes along. Here is Monday morning. This is Monday morning. The front pushes it, fuels it with that cold air. And here comes the front on Monday. And this is that area from the southeast now. We could see some storms on Monday of next week. And they got this line pushing all the way to the east coast here on Monday, down into Florida now, as potential storms. This is Monday. And then on Tuesday, we might have a little bit linger. Here's Tuesday morning. So we'll see if anything's popping in Tuesday morning here. Might bring a little bit of raining down in the Florida peninsula. But so, you see it. We talked about it Monday. It's still there. It's still a frontal line being pushed through the end of the weekend through Monday morning. We got storms all the way up there, 989, all the way to Maine. So, yeah, it's going to be something to watch. It could get farther enough south to me here, middle part of the state even. We'll see if that happens or not. But here's what it could look like through the weekend. These are thunders. This is tomorrow morning. Could see some thunder showers still through tomorrow. We got today too, but remember tomorrow they got us highlighted in yellow, slight risk across southern Texas. So we could see some storms on Thursday developing because it's going to be hot. We got that southeast flow around high pressure system, kind of have a blocking high to the north. So this is just going to linger for a day or two. Then here's a big old mess here tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, thunder and lightning. And it's going to start its little trek here eastward. Here's Friday night. And here it gets out in front of this next system developing low on Saturday night. So we could start to see storms even in the upper parts of the Gulf Saturday PM. This is Saturday night, even the Panhandle. But that's round one, Morgan. This is even into Sunday morning possibly. That's the first blob mess. Well, then the new little guy comes in behind. Very complicated. There's your possible storms late Sunday night developing now in that new area that they got highlighted Sunday night. And then here's that frontal line Monday morning, setting up for round two across the south. And we'll see what it does by Monday PM across the eastern seaboard. Hopefully, if there are any fires by then, hopefully they're out. You'd hate to see these fires linger until the weekend, but we do have this front coming through next Monday, it looks like. So this will be Monday noon time, and that's been really consistent. There's no point looking at GFS and all that. There's that frontal line on the GFS, so pretty confident with all that, with the upcoming weather. Temperatures, though, I just kind of want to show you the heat. It's kind of incredible. I've seen somebody posting it. It always happens. We have that cold front, then all of a sudden we get a massive heat wave. It seems like we're just kind of comes, and people are like, "Where's winter?" So high temps. This is kind of. Oh, I don't like this map. Let's look at. Well, we can only go out so far in the National Weather Service map. This only goes out 7 days. But anyway, 80s are dark red and 90s are even darker red. Here's tomorrow. There's your big heat wave all the way. Man, we got 80s all the way up to South Dakota on Friday. What's up with that? 80s all the way up into Kentucky on Friday. Here's Saturday. There's your storms brewing, but we got upper 90s, 80s in Oklahoma. That's fuel for the storms. Here's Sunday. There's that heat getting pushed on out of here. 80s and 90s across the south again. 90s in South Texas, obviously. But then next week is the one I wanted to show you where it really gets hot. Let's refresh this. And there we go. Can't really go out too far, I guess. Let's just show you like next Thursday. Let's zoom into the southeast here. Probably not going to let me. It did. So next Thursday, here's next Wednesday. We got 80s all the way up to the top of the map, which is Missouri, Kentucky. 80s in South Carolina. 90s maybe in Georgia. Lots of 90s next Wednesday. So there you got the idea. We got 90s maybe in South Carolina next Thursday. That's next week. Doesn't look like a little front coming through, but it stops right here. These fronts, like I said on Monday, they start out like this at the beginning of the winter, and then by this time, the fronts start doing this, which means they don't push south. It means the low lifts higher north. That's why we get a little instability, lack of moisture, tagging along, fueling storms, supercells. But it also means that the front line does that, and it never makes it down here. So while everybody else is enjoying high temperatures in the 50s the following weekend, not this weekend, the following weekend, we have 92 in Fort Myers, 90 in Tampa maybe, but that's a long way away. But that's what happens. Fronts flatten out, stays nice and chilly. You get some fall days still into April, but guess what? It doesn't make it this far south. So I've seen that a bazillion times over the years, and that's what we're looking at now. So that's weather in a nutshell. Let's see if I can keep a cool graphic on here while we kind of say goodbye. Let's leave it on the Caribbean. Tropics talking soon. Hey, I got a big function next Tornado Sunday. Where you at, Steve? Yeah, by you. Doing a big power company talk next Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. Got 3 expos coming up I'm excited about. Palm Harbor, my hometown, Oldsmar, and Dunedin. We got that coming up. I got a big conference with OSR, my friend Tammy Kent and company. I'm flying out there. We got a big convention at the GHC coming up down at West Palm Beach. Holy cow, what else is going on? I got so much stuff on the calendar. Next Friday, I might be doing a little charity function with ABC, poker tournament in the Orlando area. Today, I'm meeting some new friends at down in Bradenton. We'll talk more about that down the road. And that's it. I don't know. We got any questions? Anything? Kermit? I did, Shelly, because you know what? I don't know what I was talking about. Weather in a nutshell. A lot of rain, a lot of flooding rain. We got, I think this pattern is a little bit sketchy right now. You look at the SIPS model, which is usually pretty good. It's showing you severe weather, but, just it isn't very confident. There's Saturday, there's Sunday, but they're not showing much for Monday. And the SP Storm Prediction Center is. Here's Monday. So, but definitely showing a Sunday storm system on the SIPs. So that's pretty confident on Sunday. And if you look at the official Storm Prediction Center up here, boom, right here, this is where we need to really pay attention to. It's kind of that same whole thing on Sunday. And then on Monday it stretches curiously eastward and farther down than it did yesterday. But you can see that on future radar. That we're starting to see some clusters of storms reaching the southeast more Monday night. And we'll see how many of these remain. This is Monday PM right here. So they think there'll be enough energy with this stuff to possibly have some severe storms. Northern Florida all the way up to the East Coast on Monday of next week. Today's only Wednesday, so a lot can change. But that's kind of been the theme of what we've been watching here. And we'll see. I don't know. Not a lot of confidence. I don't think this one's yet a lot of confidence. Here's your Euro AI basically showing you where the moisture is going to be Monday PM next week. Good confidence there, right? Showing you the basic frontal line next Monday PM, where it's going to be. You can see how it flattens out, like we were talking about. Right here, there's your front flattening out. Not your typical front like that. That's why the cold air doesn't really get any farther south than that. But that's next Monday. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's really all guessing right now. All we know this far out is a general idea where the area is at. And, that we'll have some sort of potential for some severe weather possibly Sunday, Monday of next week. So, South Carolina, Linda, yeah, you don't really have much coming until Monday. Morning, Michelle from the Space Coast. Busy calendar, Steve. Always busy calendar. Chrissy, good morning from Chile, PA. Definitely. Anything else we can talk about before we wrap it up? Misha, good morning. What's up? New person in Wiki Wachi. Kathy Stevens. Hey, what's happening? We got a cool little weather family. I think we got about 4 million followers now, so pretty cool. Not so much when it's boring weather, right? Not a lot going on, but since we were talking about flooding earlier, we just want to get, big storyline obviously is Texas first, and then that's going to wrap around towards Louisiana area. We need to watch. And you can find all these maps here on the site. So you want to pay attention to the flooding here. Storm Prediction Center maps today, tomorrow, and then Friday into Saturday. So this is Friday. And individually, we can look at some zoomed in totals here. We're not seeing the big double digits. We're still seeing double digits. But let me pull up a rainfall map showing rain accumulation, at least kind of give you an idea what the worst case scenarios could be. 169, that would be millimeters. We don't have 169 inches. Why is that in millimeters? What happened? Why did I get millimeters? Rain accumulation. Ah, man, is that... Who the hell changed my damn... Is it settings? Here we go. Rain. Okay. Somehow my rain got changed to millimeters. All right. So, the euro back down some of the huge event. Oh, hold on a minute. This is through Tuesday. Something ain't right here. Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. Well, anyway. All right, so your GFS showing a couple pockets of 8, 9, mainly 7 right now, which is good. But something's off here. Something ain't right. Oh, I had the wrong date. Well, no, that's about right. Was it something? I don't think this is working right. Well, let's stick to official forecast. How about that for now? Because that wasn't really jiving right. All right, so again, 7 inches plus in the brown, maybe 10 inches in that little pocket. It just means that the chances are going to be there for some isolated heavy rains. Let's zoom in on the latest euro for southeast. I don't know why that wasn't working right. Do we get... this one doesn't even get too close for me. Well, I already showed you the rain maps. A lot of rain coming. It's going to rain. How about that? Let's see. Tracy heading to Pensacola. Yep. No, not really cooking whichever direction you're coming. Lisa from Brevard, North Carolina. Good morning. Chilly, Pennsylvania. It's still... We got 2 Pennsylvanias saying it's chilly. How about that? Bob and Chrissy over there. Any good sales, Bill? Yes. Always good sales. They were all... You got to join their club. Jennifer Rich, good morning. Thank you. So, as we wrap it up, weather in a nutshell, just recapping, real simple. Let me go to the precipitable water map. I did want to show this before we say goodbye. The precipitable water map always kind of puts everything in a nutshell when you're looking at rain blobs like we're looking at in the Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf. We got a tip jar for that. That's 3 times now I went to the old saying. But we're still winning the fearmonger tip jar. I think it's up to like 15 now. The Gulf. We're just sticking with the Gulf. That's what I always typed anyways. I'm a man of little words. But here's that big juice. Look at that. Oh, man, that's crazy. Let's zoom into Texas. So this is kind of in a nutshell. Anytime you get the PWAP values over 2 inches, you can have some pretty serious flooding. So that's kind of why they're worried about this potential area right here. Some of these are showing up 2-3 inches, and that's just moisture in the atmosphere, PWAP. And the more rain up to 2 inches, pretty much guarantees you're going to have a lot of rain. And this is just rotating up around that high pressure area. And let me go back to the U.S. and show you what it's going to look like as a whole. Well, we still stuck there, but basically, we'll see the 3 different multiple systems coming into play here that's causing all the weather here. So here's your wraparound. We got a high pressure over Florida now. That's going to pull up and push this moisture up into Texas. There you go. It gets kind of blocked by a high. It's going to sit there. It's going to spin across the upper region there, across the U.S. Here's our next system over the weekend. It kind of pulls it up. There's some additional juice getting pulled up in that frontal line. So we got boom, boom, and boom. There's that front coming in. That's going to finally come in. And there's that front flattening out. See that front flattening out? Flattened out right there above the Georgia-Florida line. And that's just early part of next week. So, and that's how far we're going to go because weather changes so much. So, very confident. The only thing I'm not confident is we don't have a true like dip in the jet that's showing up. So it's really hard to really predict what kind of severe weather we're going to get this weekend. So I don't really know yet. We're not seeing that typical dipping jet pattern. We got a complex. It's got to be complex. It's just we're getting a lot of instability showing because of that heat on Sunday. It's just not your normal jet stream driven system. Now next week we get to see one a little more potent as we have a more closed low Wednesday, Thursday of next week. Now that could be something big time. But let's worry about this one first. That would be next Wednesday. That one has the setting, the looks of a definite stronger system midweek next week, right there. As we have a more classic cutoff low. But we'll see. Every day, new models. All right, we made it to 10. We appreciate y'all. Learn a little weather together. And have a little fun along the way. So appreciate it. We unfortunately for Shelly, I gotta probably be here Friday, Shelly, but I'll keep it super duper short. Okay, we'll maybe not. I don't know. To be determined. But I'm gonna go over there to our Brew Crew side, and we're gonna hang out for a few more minutes. Super duper, yeah. Oh, and the last thing I'm going to push is our cruise. We got our 4th annual cruise coming up. We got a few cabins left right there. So click on the cruise. You can get a hold of Kim today. Brand new ship we're so excited about. We got a great crowd coming, the people we love. Some old timers that have been going with us now the last few years. We got some new cruisers for the first time this year. We're going to talk hurricanes. It's in first week of June, and we have a lot of fun activities planned. You get a certificate, all kinds of free goodie swag bag stuff, and we have an awesome time. Julie and I were talking about ducks today. We're gonna get the ducks ready because I heard the Utopia is a really big cruise ship for people like to hide the ducks on the Utopia. So anyway, click on that, get a hold of Kim, and be a part of our cruise. It's a lot of fun. We try to cap it at 50 cabins is our goal. I think we got about 10 left. It's not a carnival. So it's a little more money than some would probably want to spend, but it's a brand new Utopia ship. It's only a couple months old. So, all right, we'll see y'all Friday. Cheers. Have a good day.